decorated with scenes of battle, medieval helmets and suits of armor, Gothic paintings and crystal goblets. Along one wall sat the remnants of a 16th century laboratory. Should I say laboratory, since it's old? Old test tubes and decanters, weights and scales, and along the opposite wall sat remnants of an 18th century library. Old maps and globes and stacks of books of all shapes and sizes. Many of the books were charred around the edges, as if they'd been pulled out of a fire. And, indeed, they had. The fire at the Midnight Sun Spa. The fire that Cass and Max Ernest themselves had set while rescuing their classmate, Benjamin Blake. "We should get out of here, while it's still dark outside," said Cass. "I know, just give me some light for a second." Max Ernest held a large leather-bound volume in his hands, emerald green and embossed in gold. It was entitled The Dictionary of Alchemy. As Cass trained the flashlight on the pages, he flipped through them until he found the entry he was looking for. Look! Homunculus. To most people, a homunculus is just a small man or dwarf. But to an alchemist, the word has a special meaning, a man-made man. In the Middle Ages and later, many alchemists believed that, if they only found the right recipe, they could create a miniature human being in a bottle. A few notorious alchemists even claimed to have succeeded. Reports varied as to what ingredients worked best, but it was commonly understood that the bottle had to be buried in mud, or dung, for the homunculus to grow. Our two friends stared dumbfounded at the page in front of them. No doubt they were startled to read about a miniature man grown in a bottle, but it wasn't only the definition of the word that shocked them, it was also the illustration that accompanied the definition. It was just a black and white drawing small enough to fit on a box of matches. Nonetheless, they could see the same bulging eyes and floppy ears, the same big nose and little body. There was no mistaking it. The homunculus looked just like Cass's sock monster. "Have you seen this before?" whispered Max Ernest. "No, I swear." "Then how come—" "I don't know. I don't understand." It was true. She'd never even heard of a homunculus before. She was just as surprised as he was. Cass replayed her dreams in her head. How was it possible? She shivered as the eerie graveyard tune came back to her unbidden. Then, suddenly, voices. Cass turned off her flashlight. "Are you so certain we must catch the homunculus? There's no other way?" Dr. L. He sounded so close. It was as if they were in the same room. Cass and Max Ernest crouched behind a large trunk, hardly daring to breathe. "Yes, I'm certain. Am I ever not?" Miss Mauvais responded shrilly. "Where are they?" Max Ernest whispered in Cass's ear. Cass clamped her hand over his mouth. He nodded, pushing her hand off. "I get the message." "You were certain that thing would help us find him, the sound prism, and has it?" "No one else knows where the grave is," said Miss Mauvais, ignoring the question. "The homunculus is the key." They couldn't be in here, Cass thought. There'd been no footsteps, no door opening, and yet... What about those kids? Max Ernest gestured in the darkness to the trunk in front of them. Dr. L's voice seemed to be coming from inside. They both put their ears up against it. "What about them?" Miss Mauvais hissed. Her voice also seemed to come from inside the trunk. "They obviously know nothing." Shaking, Cass turned her flashlight back on. If they were seen, it would all be over. But she had to know. No, they were alone. She and Max Ernest both exhaled, relieved. The trunk was dark and heavy-looking and long enough to hold, well, a lot of things. "Go on," Max Ernest whispered. "Open it." "No, you," said Cass, uncharacteristically reticent. Max Ernest shook his head vigorously. Cass shrugged and sprang the latches. I was grown in a bottle? Oh. Like a genie? Oh, we've got a new date. Okay. You know, like a homunculus? Is that... But you're not a homunculus? You're just homunculus adjacent? Cousin to the homunculus? Almost 4 a.m. Time for a nap, I guess. Hope you solved the riddle. Get some sleep. Goodness. Be seeing you. Thank you for stopping in. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Oh. These nines. What the heck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it gonna be N next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is making sense. Knock on wood. Marilyn's? That's his wife, Marilyn's. Marilyn's. Marilyn's maiden name? Is that what it's gonna be? Locks on particle board. Close enough. This is solid wood up here, though. I don't play around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's it. Marilyn's maiden name.
Voice.
So the cipher key is 1994, and I know her maiden name from my web
Got
search. It's Lewis.
Didn't I?
This time I'm encrypting a phrase, not decrypting it, so I need to subtract the date.
I did try her surname before. But I needed to encrypt it, and I was confused about that. To encrypt a word, this time subtract... Oh, you subtract to encrypt, add to decrypt? But the number below each letter to find the encrypted letter. For example, L minus 1 equals K. If you pass A while counting, round to Z again. Click on that new letter in the large alphabet. Can't make me. I'll do it of my own will. Okay. L minus 1 is K. E minus... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
Yes, I think that's correct.
Kubner.
Now I need to try it on Reichardt's computer.
Kubner.
It's password protect. That did it. There's nothing on his desktop, but I can look at the files on that data key.
There's nothing on his desktop? Mall. Hang on.
Personnel files on FITA employees. I don't have time to look at them now, but they might be a handy bargaining chip one day.
Why would he
I'll
call
take
it
this data key
mall?
with me.
Maybe it's not like a mole. Maybe it's just his recipe for mole.
That confirms what I learned from my analysis. Reichert's historic profile, along with his notes, eliminate him as the traitor. That leaves Markham as the only other person who knew about Helene Bernadotte.
Ooh, tomato. Because of... At me? Independently wealthy or connected to someone who is. Trained assassins, attackers, and kidnappers are not cheap. Has a stake in interfering with FITA plans to support Markham's success. Who benefits from Markham and possibly the US Fairling? Works heavily with Washington. This person knows and understands the current political sphere, has international contacts, able to swiftly organize attacks on Rector and Walker while they were abroad. Insider information from FITA or Markham's camp. Conclusion, no current FITA employees. Makes sense. Suspects need to do more research. It's my son. Whatever his name was. Gogurt. I don't know. I forgot. My wife chose the name. Well, that joke was horrendous and you know it. Yes. Yes, I do.
Personnel files on FITA employees.
I did that. What did he say when he found that paper? I was busy trying to figure out why he just opened a Word document, and the Word document wasn't encrypted. That's fine. I'm glad. Gogurt Sunningson. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Mr. Rector, I heard the news about Helene and Captain Walker.
Aw.
I'm sure you're as upset as I am. Dexter says you're looking for clues as to who might have kidnapped them.
Yes, I am.
Anything I can do to help, please ask.
Going shopping
Anything.
at the National Mall.
The books are decorative history texts and immense compilations of law. I doubt he's read any of them.
Why? Have you read them?
That
Have you
desk
read all
couldn't
of
be
them?
any cleaner. Either he has a compulsive maid, or he rarely uses it. An American flag. An absolute requirement for the office of a US senator, no doubt.
The switch do.
That switch must control the exterior
Let's
blinds.
go hit it.
That switch must...
Boo.
The windows are so clean they're almost mirror-like. Well, they would be if not for that glare.
Your mirrors have a... Your mirrors... Your windows have a glare. Oh. I'm Malachi.
The blinds are on the outside of the window. There must be some means of controlling them.
That's weird. Why? Are there 2 layers of window? Is it to prevent them from getting dusty? So they
Our
don't have to
country's
dust the
forefathers.
blinds?
Pastorals of landscapes that no longer exist. Nothing terribly exciting.
Yes and yes. Okay. Nice. What do you say?
Our country's forefathers. Pastorals of landscapes that no longer exist. Nothing terribly exciting. Markham's computer. I'll bet there are some interesting state secrets on there.
Steal it.
He's sitting right there. I don't think he'd approve of my using his computer.
Just try, see what happens. Surprised he has no comments on the carpet.
Senator Stephen Markham. I hope he's worth all this damn trouble. Dexter contacted you about Helene as soon as I told him she was Livia Drusilla.
Yes. He sent me an email with her photograph. That may sound careless, but we have a very secure system here, and of course, everything is password protected.
It's good.
Did you tell anyone about the email?
No. No, of course not.
Except for my book club. But they're cool, so it's fine.
Were you alone when the email arrived?
Yes. Well, my PA was in the next room, as
Nemo.
always. My girlfriend, Dominique.
Remo.
She was here that day. In fact, after I read the email, I realized it was time to break things off with her. So I did.
Why
Okay.
didn't you mention this earlier?
I didn't
It's
ask.
not relevant. I never told her about Helene or anything else related to Mobius. I wouldn't do that.
So, you read the email and then what? Called her in here to dump her?
No. She came in here maybe 20 minutes after I'd read the email. I told her that our relationship was over. I just said it was for the best.
And then what happened?
She was in tears. She asked to have a few minutes to herself, so I stepped out for a short while.
You
You
stepped
left her
out.
alone. With your computer.
It was only for a few minutes, and she wouldn't have looked at my computer. She was upset. Besides, I always lock it when I leave the room, and she doesn't have the password.
Always?
Always. Look, I want to find Helene more than anyone. But Dominique had nothing to do with this. I'm certain of that.
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I told you what was in it, and I have very sensitive information on this computer. I'm sorry, but I don't see how it could possibly help.
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I want to see that email.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Rude. Nope, nope, nope. Don't do that.
That's all for now, Senator.
Let me know what you learn.
There's okay. Doesn't want to go anywhere else in DC? There's some good food there.
I've got nothing else to ask him. I need to get busy finding that mole.
You, Dominique?
I don't need to talk to the...
I need to see Markham's email. First, I'll need his password. Reichardt's computer has an encrypted password hint. I need to decode it and figure out the password. I did that. That shouldn't be there anymore. Ooh. Excuse me. Andrew. I like Gogurt better. I think that's a really cute baby name.
Good, it fits. It's password protected.
Plosk.
That did it. I'm glad I got... That confirms what I learned from my analysis. Reichert's historic profile, along with his notes, eliminate him as the traitor. That leaves Markham as the only other person who knew about Helene Bernadotte.
Does seem like it's Markham based on this. Except, why would he want to interfere with his success? Unless he's like, it's not my dream, it's yours. Or, no, Fida, it's yours. This is your dream, Markham. No, Fida, it's yours. It's your dream. I did some of that in the wrong order, but we got there eventually. Works heavily with Washington. He does. He understands the current political sphere. He has international contacts. He knows about his own camp, probably. And Fida. I guess he's wealthy, right?
Personnel files on FITA employees. I don't have time to look at them now, but they might be a handy bargaining chip one day. I'll take this data key with me.
Oh. Do I give this to him? Man, I am just not being very environmentally friendly right now. Back to the airport!
Mr. Rector, please, come in.
Thank you.
I can't give it to him. You want this puzzle? How about my phone? How about my file? You want some aspirin? My passport. My Xanax. My wallet. What do you
Send it
want?
to Stephen Markham. I hope he's worth all this damn trouble. About that email from Dexter.
Yes?
Is that a touchscreen?
I want to see that email.
I don't think... I'm sorry.
He doesn't think he's sorry. Hello, Weapon. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
The books are decorative history texts and immense compilations of law.
Okay, I'm a little stumped. 1 second. Oh. Huh? I can use
Would
the
you mind
switch now?
closing the blinds? The glare is distracting.
Very well.
Oh, okay. Just got home, worked until 10:30 p.m. Haven't eaten yet. Get some food. That sounds rough. I'm sorry. So we can see his screen now.
With the blinds drawn, I can see his computer screen. Good.
Good.
I can see his screen in the window. A password prompt is up. About that email from Dexter.
Yes?
Got it. His password is 1470.
Okay.
I need to get Markham to leave the room so I can use that password.
Started at 8 a.m. I hate Christmas time. I work crazy hours. Are you in retail? Or like shipping? Or you don't have to share if you don't want to, also.
Where were you when you got the email?
Right here in this office.
What did you do after reading it?
I looked at the photo for a while, and reread the email several times. It was hard to believe that the search for her was finally over, that I was looking at my future wife. She's a very beautiful woman. And then I emailed Dexter back, asking him to send me more details as soon as he had them.
Make the food for stores. Oh. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be really busy. Oh, and to not eat while doing all that, that sounds horrible.
Would you mind asking your PA a question? It's probably best if you go to his office to do it. If it's just the two of you, he might answer more honestly.
What do you want to know?
What he thought of my haircut. Was there anyone else in the office that day? Did he see any unknown vehicles? Were there any repairmen here that week or the week earlier? Were they handsome? Is there anything else he can remember?
Did he see any unknown vehicles?
I'll check.
Let's go to jail.
The computer is password protected. Of course it is.
Oh wait, what if I wanted to get it wrong? Dang it. Curse my perfect memory. Okay, nothing.
That's the email
Right.
Dexter sent to Markham about Helene. It looks like it's been forwarded.
Most overtime he did was 39 hours 2 weeks before Christmas. That is rough. That's very rough. I used to work in a toy store, and I thought Christmas time there was crazy. Wrapping, because we did free gift wrapping. That's way more what you're doing. Yeah, yikes. Six a.m. to 1 a.m. That doesn't sound... That doesn't sound okay. Senator, Mr. Rector has found and identified the woman we're looking for in the Lorraine mansion in Zurich. Her name is Lean Bernadotte. I'm sending you her picture. We'll have our people go to his location ASAP to protect her. Stop celebrating Christmas. Okay. I'll go take down the lights. Or just eat normally during Christmas. Right? Jeff Gilroy needed ASAP. Jim Hiller, Miles Nielsen.
This email was forwarded. I need to find out who that email address belongs to.
They found their Livia. You'll need to move fast. Contacts. Secure You 2014.
What are you doing?
The email from Dexter about Helene. It was forwarded.